What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are looking at an
Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. This is your fast 50-minute update. I do teach a class at 9 a.m. And we have a full class. It is booked up. You could still jump on in. There's a few little spaces left. If you want to do that, you can email cryptolifers@gmail. $150 for the next 3 hours. $50 an hour. It'll blow your mind. You'll get so much information. It'll take you to the next level. So if you want to jump on into class, it's still there, but you can't use the link. You got to go and email cryptolifers@gmail. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's get that lemon into the water. Let's stay hydrated. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin cut and dry here on the morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling good with your family on this beautiful Saturday morning. Stay hydrated every single day of your life. That's the only way to be, baby. That's the only way to be. Feels weird, right? Am I live? I don't know why. I don't feel live. That's something about it. But anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. I did throw $5,000 into Manta. It did boom to the upside. We'll talk about that. We'll break it down. We're going to break down Bitcoin. Last time I looked at it, we had this wedge that broke up. We never got stopped out. You could put the stop to break even or really close to it. Right there would have gotten shinsed out. But, excuse me, I am still in this long. So we're going to go from there and see what happens to the long for Bitcoin. We're going to get rid of this, obviously, and this. This is messy. You're like, what's going on? We're going to do some TA for you, break it down, see if I see anything happening for Bitcoin. Talk about the big, the small. We'll do I'll do a top-down analysis. I'm going to delete everything. We're going to start fresh, like I always do, on the weekly. And we're going to see what's happening here on this beautiful Saturday morning. Hope you saw my weekly top-down analysis yesterday, where I broke down kind of the weekly charts for Bitcoin dominance, total 3, S&P futures, NASDAQ, and stuff like that. I've been giving you beautiful calls. I called the bottom of the NASDAQ in October. It's continuing to go up at every single time I come each week. I tell you it's going to continue. And had you traded any asset in the world with me, you would have made tons of money no matter what you traded. It doesn't matter if you traded Forex because I was on the DXY. It doesn't matter if you traded Bitcoin. It doesn't matter if you traded the NASDAQ. We've been able to properly show you, using my systems and free indicators, how to figure out where the market's going. You have to use not only indicators, but other assets too. Like we look at Tether dominance, Bitcoin dominance, and Bitcoin at the same time. We look at total 3. There's a whole method to the madness. If you pick up what I'm putting down, it'll blow your mind. So first thing we're going to look at here is we're going to look at Bitcoin, and we're going to take a look at that support and resistance areas. Right here, we have a big resistance for Bitcoin at 47,350. Can't get it back above that area. Here we have it at 37,005. All right. And we're in the chop right now above this candle on the weekly at about 39,000. We'll say 350, 370 area. That's where these two candles close. Let me kind of zoom in there. Boom. And where did this candle end up closing? 39,000 even. So we got 39K. We got 37.5, and then we have a move down to 31.5, right? The move down from 37 would be very fast down to 31.5. Is that going to happen? No guarantees at all. Unlikely now with that huge buy wick there on the weekly for Bitcoin, and we're back above the weekly support and resistance. You know, I talked about this too the other day. Remember I kept saying as long as we don't close a candle below where these two candles close, we remain bullish, and Bitcoin actually stays inside what's called a bullish rectangle. And, you know, we don't lose structure. It's all about, when you're trading the weekly, it's all about candle closes. Wicks can play a part, of course, but you want to see where that weekly candle closes. That measured move takes you to 61,005. You know, if I go wick to wick too, if I take the whole wick to wick, which I don't know about the excessive wick. Usually I would just take this area, right? But I just wanted to make sure I was getting everything algorithmically. Yeah, that brings me even a little higher, 63,000. For Bitcoin. Now, it could take a while, right? How long did this take? This took from October 2nd all the way to December, 2 months. So some more sideways price action, and then March, April, we could easily get close or near or break that all-time high. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I'm just saying there is a path. Like, what if that didn't look like that? But that's a flag. That would be your measured move to the upside. So right there on the weekly, I remain bullish as long as the weekly candle closes above where this candle closed and where this candle opened. 41,360 is the key area for me. And pretty crazy to see that dip by. That's how the CME gap works, though. That was the CME gap, and we dipped right into it. Definitely something that you see. So, you know, keep you on your toes. Pay attention. And, and definitely check your notifications. You never know when I'm going to be showing up, right? So I firmly believe it's time to buy some altcoins. I started digging, sinking my teeth into altcoins for sure. So I'm not going to shy back and tell you, I did deploy some capital. So if I get caught, I get caught. But I started to buy some SEI. I started to buy a bunch of different coins. And I told my trading group, every time I make a buy, I'll say, hey, I'm buying some more of this. I'm buying some more of that. I was praying that you saw the UMA chart after I mentioned the stream a few days ago at its bottom. Amazing. No, I did not. And then UMA, boom. And you're able to get a trade play idea out to your private group. I wish I were part of it. One day, I'll be that lucky subscriber here in the chat who's gifted one. Why can't you just join the group, man? People act like no matter where you are in the world, no matter what's going on, there's opportunity for you. And you can make it happen. Like you're never in a state where you can't do something. I just want everyone to know that. Like if you ever did want to join my group, you could find a way to make extra money and you could join the group. Like you're never in it. You are never not in control. The second you're like, I can't do something that you want to do, it means you believe somewhere, somehow you are not in control. And that's just not true. It's just not true. It's just not true. A lot of people who create oxymorons as they speak and they don't even know it. I'll listen to them talk. And as they're talking to me, I'll be like having a conversation. I'll be like, this person just, consciously, frequency-wise, just completely contradicted themselves. Like they said two different things that aren't going to happen, that can't happen at the same time, And, I'll be like, I really want to start a business. Like I was talking to some people I know the other day. I want to start a business. I want to do this. But I really like the check I get. What check? Oh, my unemployment. I just need to get that for the next few months. It's getting me by. But I can't wait to start my business. And I'm looking at the person like, so you're not starting a business because you're afraid you're going to make too much money because if you make money, you won't be able to get your check, or like whatever. I was just like, the logic makes no sense. You realize the person is already got no paddle in the canoe. You know what I mean? They do not want to help themselves. And you're just like, dang, So damn, $100 is 150,000 naira. That's someone's salary. Economy isn't friendly to all. That's crazy. That is crazy. $100 is a ton for me when I'm on Social Security. Stacey Broussard. I completely derails the whole conversation and sets themselves back. Yeah. I get it, everybody. I understand now everyone's in the same situation. I remember my dad when I was a kid, he'd just be like, I'd do whatever it takes to make it happen. I remember telling me that. He looked at me just like, your last name is Price. You'll never be broke. You'll always find a way. That's what he said to me when I was little. I was probably 8 or 9 years old. He looked at me. He's like, your last name's Price. You'll never be broke. Your grandfather wasn't broke. I'm not broke. You'll never be broke. You'll know how to find it. You'll work. I have faith in you. And there was times where I struggled, but my dad was always like, I have faith in you. You know what I mean? I was raised by a bricklayer and an iron worker, man. I wasn't raised by a banker or an accountant. It wasn't all fancy dancy in my house, all right? It was, Anyway, so let's go back into the 3-day chart for Bitcoin and show you what's happening. So everyone's talking about the falling wedge that broke out. Really harder to see on any other time frame than your daily time frame, right? But it did. However, it could be a bull trap. We could end up going right back down. People could even say, no, we were just in this wedge. It was a dual channel wedge, possibly. I've seen that. It's happened. However, this is a bullish engulfing candle. The stochastics still have a lot of room to go to the upside, all right, as they cross. However, right, already looking bearish for the day, right? And we did see a bit of a resistance. There's a point of control sticking out here. If we look at this local bunch, which is good, and that's 42,750, you got to get back above that key level, right? And you got to get above this. This is going to hold us back too right here. So it's not all dandy. It's a bit of a strange pattern. But if anything, it's a pump, it's a flag, but it's pretty a sharp flag. Usually the flag, a bullish flag, is a little more angled up, in my opinion. Like, most of the time when things are more bullish, the flag is like this. Just, I'm just being, in my humble opinion. The flags are just a little more lateral. But, it doesn't mean it can't be a flag. And this is a breakout. And I'm going to take it. And bounce, fall back. You got above it. So it's all about this level. Once you identify the key daily support or resistance, that's going to really be your level that you want to care about for the next couple of days. You know what I mean? That's what you want to focus on. So right here, this level is so key to me. It's about 41,250. I'm going to call it at. If we end up closing daily candles below 41,250. Look, I mean, there's no support. Only place we could bounce to, and that's weekly that I'm moving. So that's your big weekly support, 39K. But there's a little bit right there at like 39.5, right? And then, we could make a giant double bottom. We have to be open-minded. I just want to build the pictures for you because you never know what's going to happen. How that will happen is, look, the 1 hour will lose the 200 SMA. The 15-minute, right? We'll start to see it on the smaller time frames. We'll get there. I'm going to take you there in a second. We're almost there. A couple more minutes. So Bitcoin does this beautiful move. Comes on up. All right? Now we go back to the 4 hour time frame. The 4 hour is starting to make a beautiful flag. And this is what you're looking for. All right? You're looking for the flag. It would be cool if we could stay above this area, but we did lose it. That's it. Look, that's going to be, and I look at this. This is your 4 hour resistance. You bounce very now. I even want to bring this kind of up, but it's a range, you could call it. But right there, I mean, you've got to, and there's a point of control right there. You got to get above 42,000. Yeah, that's the same area. Yeah, 42,700, 42,750. This chop. Once you break there, look, boom, you go up to 47.2 real fast because there's a nice gap in the VRVP. All right. So this area here, once you get above this, boom, you're gone. This is kind of like the gate. This is the gate right here. It's kind of why we had so much chop there. And then we resisted. Boom. Once we broke that lower resistance, low, high, low, higher, high, higher, low. That's your next buy is the higher low because you have to assume you're going to make a higher high. That's, we have broken the downtrend on the 4 hour time frame. Now we need to solidify the downtrend and continue. We're very overbought here on the stochastics RSI. Not the best sign. This is where moving averages come into play. What is supposed to happen is price action should come and hit this, so we probably should go to the 41,300 area. This would be beautiful, right? The 4 hour, see what happened was the 4 hour pump way too far away from the 21. It's going to have to come back to its 21-day moving average for us to continue to get a pump, okay? The daily could pin this 4 hour. I've seen the 4 hour stay up here. It's rare, but it can stay here. Look, this one stayed high as the daily continued to push it on. We got a massive pump. However, we're already pretty far through a press, and the RSI is coming up, but we didn't even get above the dotted line on the RSI yet. At that point here, look, we got very high in the RSI, but we were getting pressed. So we could, anything could happen, but we are starting to get kind of to an area. One thing I also see that's possible is a shoulder, a head, and do we make some type of right shoulder? Another key area you don't want to lose is this $40,300, $400 area, right? Or 300, 40,003. You lose this area, you can see it's going to be a good chop that's holding you down. You don't want to come back under here and start to kind of battle that same place as resistance again. You want to make sure you've matured above that level, right? You're in a gap in the VRVP. You started through here. You're making your way. Look, you're in the high volume node right here. It's likely you're going to come up to this next point of control just because you're on your way through a gap and you're kind of right here too. But you got a gap to get through. You're right now lower than this, right? Or right on it. We'll take a look. And this is the VRVP, everyone. The visible range volume profile. It's as simple as it is. It tells you where price action has made its mark, all right? Where the most people have bought and sold. And you can see right now we're stuck right on a high volume node. It's not a coincidence, look, that we wicked exactly off of this point here, or very close to it, all right? So that we caught like the piece of the node there, but boom. And look, you went up fast here. Why? Gap in the VRVP. If you can understand how to use the VRVP, in conjunction. And look, we made this trade that night. I got into the trade right there. Boom. I mean, unbelievable how many longs I called. If you were with my trading group, you were with me on this long, and then we scalped again. It's just been awesome. It's been awesome. So this is what we're seeing for Bitcoin, right? I'd like to see the 4 hour come and hang out. The cool thing that could happen is something like this, right? And the 4 hour could do something like this and then pull up the 21-day moving average. But for me, it's just very likely for the 21 to have to touch price action for us to want to, continue to the upside. You take a look here at the 1 hour, and it doesn't look amazing. It looks like it's rolling over a bit. You did get a golden cross, very bullish sign. For the 1 hour, what do we want to see? We just want to make sure that we stay above the 200-day moving average. You don't want to break that. Let's look at the 15. Same thing, same scenario I'm going to talk about on the 15. Like, you just don't want to break the 200-day moving average. So let's see, like, do we make some type of consolidative pattern? Are we in for more of a falling wedge? Or did we make a falling wedge that broke out? And look, I mean, we're in a bit of a flag, I just noticed. Someone must have seen that. Sam, the flag, the flag. Who saw the flag and was like screaming, Sam, the flag, the flag? So I know one of you saw it. However, look, tight moving averages. Whenever they get tight, right, we pump up to the 200 SMA, gap in the VRVP. Chance that this becomes a bearish move. 7 minute is oversold. Let's look in battling the 200 and below it now. So I'm bearish for the temporary time frame. You're kind of curving. It looks like a Bart Simpson pattern that wants to break to the downside. I know it may make it look bearish. That's your measured move, but yeah. So I'm not opening up a trade. It's pretty sketchy to me. I see a lot of just in and out sideways price action. What I will tell you in the long term, Bitcoin is very, very scarce, and it's only a matter of time, I believe, before we're going to see a massive, massive squeeze in the supply. So anything below 50K to me is a steal. Anything below 44K, 45K. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But I love you all. I appreciate you all. I have to jump and teach class. If you want to jump into class, God bless you. Thank you for doing it. And I can't wait to see who's in class right now and jump on in. God bless you all. I will be back in the trading group at 12. 3-hour class. No days off, everybody. Even on a Saturday, we grind. We grind. If you care about your business, if you care about what you're doing, if you're passionate about what you do, you will grind. God bless you all. I will see you in class if you're jumping on in. Thank you.